Welcome to WrestleMania with the podcast. I'm Dylan Shields. We talk Raw, SmackDown, wrestling news, and some fun top lists. With that being said, ring the bell. A WrestleMania with the podcast episode. After a pay-per-view, miracles do happen, folks. Welcome to WrestleMania with the podcast. We are back, and we are going to get right into it. First, I'll introduce someone that I totally didn't see as of recording earlier on Sunday. Totally didn't watch any movies or anything with it. This is definitely the first time I've seen him all day. It was Matthew Warmis. Long time no talk, Matthew.
What's up? I don't know what movie we could have watched anyway.
Yeah, it boggles. Yeah, it beats me. Don't know.
I'm totally not wearing a Mario shirt.
Spoiler alerts, Matt was disappointed that Wario wasn't in the movie. Wario or Waluigi. Sorry, buddy. Anyway.
That they weren't in it, or the fact that you butchered those names.
Yeah. I'm very tired tonight. Anyway, on to our second guest that we actually haven't seen today up until this point. You can check out his videos on YouTube. We just recorded a video a few weeks ago on a new Mountain Dew flavor. That is the Big T Taste Test himself. What is up?
What's happening? I had I love that Matt was so disappointed with no Wario and Waluigi. He probably left that theater fuming. Did you see Daisy though, or
yeah?
Which, like, why is that a surprise? Like, who cares?
See,
hey, Daisy's my girl. She's my princess.
I thought
Come on,
Wario and Waluigi were in it because I thought that Chris Pratt kind of spoiled that they possibly should have for a cameo or like at the end credit, but
nothing.
I was right about
that.
I also love how you saw the movie a month after it came out.
Hey, man,
happens.
Still busy. Still busy at
still in theaters though. God bless. Hell. I was at work all day, so
it was packed.
Really? Still.
Dylan bought tickets in advance.
Was there kids? Was a lot of kids there, or?
Kind of a mix. I would say a mix of our age and kids. I love that we're talking about this on a wrestling podcast.
This is our first topic, the Mario movie. I thought it was a great movie. I love the references.
I didn't like it as much as the first. Still good though.
Yeah.
References were like the best part of the movie.
More references, less of a story.
Pretty much.
Well, speaking of wrestling. Less of a story, let's go to wrestling. Let's go to WrestleMania. So it's been a little bit since WrestleMania. It's been a little bit since WrestleMania, but we'll still go over our thoughts and then our other topics we have to talk about. The unfortunate releases that have happened and the departures that have happened, as well as potential locations for WrestleMania 44. And then we'll go over our Backlash predictions for the official card and if there's any other matches to be added, but no in Triple H. It's probably just going to be those 5. But start with WrestleMania 42. For those who watch our live stream, thank you guys for watching it. We appreciate it. A lot more action night 2 than night 1. If you watch our stream, I felt like night 1, a lot of us were pretty close to falling asleep for the night.
WrestleMania was amazing from start to finish. We had such a great time on Sunday. Like, it was one of the best
WrestleManias Sunday. We on Saturday didn't happen. It was a one-night show.
Wait,
don't disrespect Gunther Seth like that.
What?
Don't do that.
The only good match on Saturday.
Well, so to go over it quicker, we won't do match by match. We'll basically just give our general thoughts on each night, the 3 of us. So I'll start with Matt for night 1. I mean, he already joked about it, but what are your thoughts on WrestleMania 42 night 1?
My thoughts. Before we get to my thoughts, let's show like 7 ads. All right, first we're gonna talk about the Hulk Hogan documentary, brother. Yeah, brother.
20 times. 20 times.
And then yeah, it was ads and ads and ads and Hogan and Hogan and Hogan. He was the best part of WrestleMania, apparently.
This man's dead and he's still getting.
Well, that was Netflix. We, thank goodness, on ESPN didn't get that. That was the Netflix people.
But still, listen, when the matches in total are pretty much a little under an hour on a 4-hour broadcast. something's wrong. I'm telling you right now, there should at least be 2 hours worth of wrestling in a 4-hour podcast. But I mean, I thought to me, I didn't think WrestleMania Night 1 was anything too special. To me, the only real highlights for me personally was Paige returning and Bianca Belair returning to announce that she's pregnant. She's pregnant with abs.
It's impressive.
Good for her.
Other than that, I don't remember, nor do I want to remember anything, because everything else was just garbage. They're way too quick. I think one of the things that pissed me off the most was surprisingly not the Cody Orton match.
The live stream says otherwise. You were not happy.
Yeah.
Cody won.
I mean, I wasn't, but I think to me, what I was more pissed off thinking about it is the fact that Liv and Stephanie's match was
5 minutes of what they got.
So quick, 5-minute match. Liv won the Women's Royal Rumble. And the way they ended the match made Stephanie look so stupid.
Yeah, she's an idiot. She's a jobber.
So, other than that,
I think posing.
I think the other thing posed. I think the other thing we need to talk about is, I guess that was night 2. I'll say that for later. But yeah, night 1 it was just very forgettable.
Yeah, I heard like the wrestling was like not even an hour to combine them all. Like ads were like 40-something minutes,
50-some minutes,
crazy.
55.
Yeah,
which is ridiculous. The only matches that got some time was the main event that Seth Gunther got a little bit, but that was it. Troy, what are your thoughts?
So, if you change night 1 and call it like Stomping Grounds, the Great Balls of Fire, it still would have been a shit show. The fact that they fucking had this as Mania is goddamn disrespectful to not only fans, but to the actual wrestling business as a whole. You tell me you put on, okay, Gunther Seth had a good match. To be fair, I did miss the first 2 matches. So, yeah, no. Shitty-ass main event where Randy turns heel, turns face, then turns heel again, and then has a beatdown. Like,
they basically ran it back. They ran it back.
No,
Cody
was kind of heelish. That made no sense. Like, the entire booking of that match was hot garbage. You tell me the main event of goddamn Mania is to set up. I don't know anymore because now they're not doing the Jelly Roll Pat McAfee match at Backlash, so who knows what they're setting up at this point?
Haven't even seen Randy.
Yeah, Randy's
probably
not even
hurt.
on fucking TV. You tell me this man beats up your world champion and just bye. What actual logic does that make? That is the most idiotic, backwards ass booking I think I've seen.
I think I heard Orton was injured prior to WrestleMania, and that's why he hasn't been showing up. He made it till WrestleMania and had the match, and then he's off TV to deal with his injury.
Then why do the fucking angle then if you're just gonna ignore it for a couple weeks until I guess after Backlash? Like then why did you just have Cody win?
That's the case. Why didn't we have Seth Breaker the whole entire time?
Yeah, they were both fine.
Yeah.
You actually could have had, bro.
Couldn't have had Gunther retire Ray.
No. But no, that was disrespectful. The Seth Gunther match was the best match of night 1. But even then, that was pretty low on Gunther's matches. For me, I mean, Paige's return was cool.
Stop shaking your head, Matt.
That's called a backlash.
Boring.
It was the most entertaining thing, though. You tell me you were more entertained by the 5 minutes of Stephanie Vega and Liv.
Women's tag match. Because of Paige.
Okay, I was not there. I will
not
admit
the match. Not the match. It was more the moment than the match.
Yeah.
I looked at it.
So, night 1 was hot garbage. And it's so sad that we had the most people for night 1 too, and then actually night 2 was just us 3 and was it Evan or Mike? I think it was Mike. And I'm like, wow, the group couldn't get together for that, but we got the collective, more small of us got.
They got together for Pat McAfee.
Ah, yes, Pat McAfee.
I hope that little 25% off night 1 tickets was well worth it for the fans that still had to pay.
I was about to say, I don't know what I feel worse about. Us being at your house, wasting 4 fucking hours of our time there on a live stream, or the people that actually paid that shit to go there. I didn't even go to WrestleMania, and I feel like I need a refund. And I'm pretty sure I said that during the stream. I'm like, I feel so bad for the people, like, especially like closer to the front row. You're spending thousands of dollars for like 5-minute matches.
Yeah, that seems like an actual
that is a fucking joke.
And another aspect besides the many amounts of ads is they didn't play any promo packages except for the main events. Now, I heard the fans at least got to see them in person, but us viewers didn't. We were stuck
so weird.
with all the ads. They usually do a good job. WWE's like the master of these video packages. Yeah. They're really good at them, but no, just Cody Orton, Roman Punk. I guess no one else is worthy of them. But yeah, I'm with you guys. Night 1 was just, I don't want to say awful. There was been a lot worse, but forgettable. Nothing memorable, really, at all that you're going to remember besides, like Matt said, the Paige returned and Bianca being pregnant. But when those are your highlights, it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad.
Oh, Cena was there too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I couldn't really see him that much.
I couldn't. Yeah, he looked like he's run for office in 2 years. So
he looked like
good for him.
Like gunpoint.
Probably was. They're like, we need this ticket sales.
Having to announce that the attendance and being proud of the fact that they lost like 10 to 15,000 from the previous year was funny. But yeah, just forgettable stuff. Seth Gunther was good, but was like didn't have any build up to it. Then Cody and Orton turned heel and face more than the Big Show has in his career. And me and Troy were happy at the moment with Cody retaining because we picked them and we like seeing Matt being upset. But then when you have Orton do all that and hit the punt kick, which Orton, you could have just hit it during the match. Orton also kind of looked stupid during the match. Like his back was hurt, but he was doing like superplexes. He RKO'd Pat McAfee, which is like, why are you RKOing the dude you're aligned with? It causes them in the match.
I think that's like an Orton thing to do. Like he would just RKO him anyway.
He don't care on his side or not. But
I mean, he should have at least waited until after the match, but still.
Yeah.
Like I liked the closing stuff. It got good, Cody Orton, to the last few minutes, but then it kind of just ended abruptly. But then when you have Orton do that after the match, and then he's going to be injured, why do it then? It just doesn't serve a purpose. I guess at least the Orton injury is the reason he didn't win the title, because I think there were plans for him to win the title, and I think the injury kind of changed everything. Plus, I do not want to see Orton with a title with McAfee dancing around with him at ringside every week. So,
with the neck brace.
I stopped wearing back at that point.
Which he stopped wearing that real quick. He started no-selling that real quick. But yeah, now McAfee, I will say this isn't on him, and I actually think he played his heel role well, especially at WrestleMania. He was kind of funny the way he was bumping around and everything. Just the wrong feud for him to be involved with. And same with Jelly Roll. And both of them understood that. I'll give them credit, and they ditched themselves from it. So maybe we could actually get a proper Cody Orton feud that we should have had the first place when Orton comes back.
Yeah, I was going to say, with everything that happened in the match, it definitely seemed like they were trying to course correct during the match, like to get Pat and Jelly Roll there and gone before the match and all that. So, like, it's like, why did you do this in the first place? Now they're kind of like, fuck. Instead of just saying we fucked up, they're just like, all right, let's just book it this way. And it doesn't make sense, but let's do it that way or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I agree with you, Matt, in terms of that wasn't the most insulting thing. It was the Women's World title getting a few minutes. But don't worry, trouble. We had time to listen to that for felt like 10 years. Sorry, I'm just not into that song.
That song is kind of great. That was because I hate that kind of
Spears looking ass.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I was kind of enjoying the show, but
for different reasons. Yeah, but that getting 6 minutes, that getting 6 minutes was an insult. It really was. And apparently Stephanie Fakair's hurt. Then again, could have course corrected or done something about it and not made the match 6 minutes. So, yeah, that one was probably the worst thing about it. But on to night 2, which was so much better. We were awake the whole time for it. Unfortunately, it was just us 3 and Mike for it, but we had a heck of a time.
This was the only WrestleMania match. This was the only night we watched WrestleMania.
Yeah, this one felt like Mania.
I'll ask that question in a bit, but overall, I'll go switch over to Troy first. What do we think overall of night 2?
I don't know how WWE can have so much yin and yang. Night 1, hot garbage, fucking terrible. I was pissed the entire time I was sleeping. Night 2, banger after banger after banger after well, the U.S. title match was mid as hell, but after banger, that main event was awesome.
That trick. Whoop that trick.
Oh yeah.
Whoop that trick.
That was mid as hell. I mean, it was also short as hell. The U.S. title match.
Him and his CVS pharmacy receipt looking jacket.
Send me that. That's so good. One of you sent me that. Main event was amazing. Like, worthwhile main event to WrestleMania. The story for that was great. I mean, Rhea got the best match Jade's ever going to have. I mean, I doubt Jade will have a better match, except for Bianca. She didn't have that much of a good match in AEW ever. So, like, congratulations, Rhea. And she won, thank God. I was really hoping Rhea would win, because if not, I mean, the Jade expansion was a failure. Clearly, she's not a star. But no, and then Brock retiring, which no one expected. We all thought it was going to be SummerSlam with Matt's favorite was going to do the deed, retirement in his hometown, but unfortunately, he told the ruler that it's your night. And that was that match could not have been booked any better. The Oba Brock match, just simple, what it needed to be. It was also only 5 minutes, but that's what you do in a pack for 5 minutes.
I think that was like that was a squash match we definitely.
That was the one we needed. Yeah. But what a great show. The Danhausen segment was funny as hell. And we got the most iconic picture of Mania, Danhausen and Cena together. Just
the midgets, which Michael Cole told fans not to be offended that he said midgets.
They told me to call them this, please.
Yeah.
Don't put that.
And what's funny is that some people didn't even hear Michael Cole saying that. They were like, oh, you can't say that. You can't. Michael really just said on national television,
they told me to tell him
that he's allowed to say that.
So great night. Like I said, if Mania was just one night and this was the only one night, I mean, like, obviously not like in the top 10, but maybe the top 20 of Manias if this was just one night. Because now we count Mania as both nights for Mania rankings, and in that case, it's lower down. It's more in the middle for me. Because of how trash night 1 was, but night 2 saved it. A little.
Well, to go into more detail, since a lot more bigger things happened here, get into more detail about Oba Brock and Brock most likely being done for good. I think for those who didn't see it or didn't catch it, or maybe did catch it till later, I think we did during the stream of Brock doing this to Heyman before he gave him a hug, and that to me, I think usually what that means is like there's a legit injury. To me, when Brock did that, he's like, this is legit. This isn't an act. This is, I'm done. That's what that meant to me. So when I saw that, I'm like, yeah, this is real. This isn't like setting up an angle. I don't think so. I think this was Brock doing the deed and then peacing out. And if this is truly it, there's really not a better way for Brock to go out. Part of me maybe thinks Brock saw how Cena went out and how Styles went out, and he's like, "Fuck that." I
actually, hold up.
I mean, it's not that Brock doesn't like Gunther or disrespects him. Same with Ray. It's just they don't want to be part of this repeat kind of. Maybe Matt has a point of same old predictable retirement angle. They want to retire in a different way, and this is honestly as great of a way to retire, passing the torch to. They literally called Oba the next big thing. It makes perfect sense. And there were people being nitpicky because of the controversy of Brock's return. I heard a lot of people being like, "How dare they chant thank you, Brock? He hates women or whatever, treats them horribly." Like,
Shut up.
He's a legend. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I wasn't happy that Brock was back to begin with when he had that Cody feud. I'm like, okay, this is kind of pointless. And when then he squashed Cena. So he squashed Cena to then just immediately get squashed by Oba. Was that really necessary? If, like, in hindsight, thinking on it.
I think in hindsight it makes the moment better.
Yeah, okay, you had War Games, and was that what they were all... Do you think when Cena was like, yeah, no, I'm getting Brock to squash me to, like, set something up in the future, do you think they expected it to be Oba? Or...
I doubt they did.
I think because fans really wanted Oba Brock. I'm not sure if that was initially their plan. I think that was one of the rumored ones, but like fans were kind of just like hoping it'd be Oba versus Brock, and that's what they went with. I also think that Brock realized that, one, it was WrestleMania. Two, their feud was like the biggest thing going into WrestleMania. More bigger than the title matches, which is insane.
And just them beating each other up. It was great.
And I think Brock looked at him and was just like, you know what? I'm fine with this. And if you remember, Brock said the next time he loses, he's retiring. Because he didn't want to lose a single match until he retired, which we were all expecting SummerSlam, that he wasn't going to lose until SummerSlam. But then he lost to Oba, so maybe that was his way of saying, well, I lost.
I don't know, just something to think about as booking wise, how it worked out, where like, no, yeah, Oba technically beat the guy that squashed John Cena by squashing him. Just in the long term, but it's also, we'll get to it when we talk about like Raw and all that stuff, how they've not done a whole lot with Oba after the fact. But that's after Mania talks.
Yeah, that's very true. So Matt, I'll just let you give your opinion. What did you think overall of Night 2, besides Oba Brock and everything else?
Other than Oba Brock, I thought the main event was probably one of the best main events of a WrestleMania in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I think that you could even say like it's up there with the main event of last year with the triple threat with Roman, Seth, and Punk. I really enjoyed it. I know I watched a YouTuber that started getting back into wrestling, and he understood why people liked CM Punk, but he just didn't understand it, or he didn't feel that same type of way. But he even said like after WrestleMania with his match against Roman, he just was like, I have a newfound of respect for Punk. I like him a lot way more after that match that he performed in that match in the main event. I'm actually a fan now. So I thought that was great. Now I'm a huge fan of CM Punk, you know, so
really? Me and you and your t-shirts.
Yeah. But so I was hoping he would win, but obviously he didn't. But Roman's staying for now, at least for the summer.
For now.
So that's good. I will say more ads, more Hulk Hogan, brother. You know.
Yeah, no, that is still a down of all the.
I think the only thing from Night 2 that I could say that I was not happy about, other than the ads and commercials, was the ladder match entrances.
Oh yeah, they skipped Dragon Lee, JD,
Madonna, Rusev, and Dragon Lee. All didn't
because those ads, man, we gotta roll those.
Dragon Lee had like
Dragon
Lee had like a winged. Like wings on his back.
Nope.
Rusev came out with like the flag or something like that. Nope, they were already in the ring when they came back. JD, well, if anyone wants to get an entrance, it'd be him.
Like, who gives a shit about JD?
That's when you know who's gonna get released next.
But I thought that was kind of like
he won't because he's in Judgment Day.
Well, I mean, I guess
the MFTs people got released, so
it's one thing when you have shit ton of ads and it takes away from wrestling, but to take away certain wrestlers' entrances from WrestleMania, especially if they have something special about it, I thought that was just completely disrespectful. And I've seen a lot of people like saying the exact same thing, that they felt that was just disgusting, that they just skipped all over their entrances and that they were just already in the ring or whatever. I mean, that's something you see on Raw or SmackDown on a regular basis or something like that. But one, this was a goddamn pay-per-view, but two, also, it was a huge pay-per-view. I don't care if it was a ladder match or not, and they had to get through entrances. If that's the case, have them come out and halfway play the other person's music and have them come out. Then I don't understand why they didn't just do that.
Cool. Yeah. Question before we continue. Can y'all hear like my downstairs?
Well, your dog?
Yeah. Or like I guess my mom's playing something. You want me to tell her to turn it down? I know.
I mean, it's up to you. It's kind of it's like a quiet. It pops up like every few seconds, whatever.
Okay, I just want to make sure it wasn't like distracting because I was like listening to it while he was talking as well. I'm like,
well, if it's distracting,
That's pretty much Troy saying that he wasn't listening to me ranting and bullshit.
No, I heard you, mother. I heard you, boy. I just want to make sure. I'll tell my mom to calm it down a little.
Mom, record a podcast.
Mom.
Shut the.
But Dylan, how about that movie we saw earlier?
Cinema.
Yes.
Literal cinema. This will definitely go in the edits. This will definitely go in the bloopers. I can't wait for that blooper reel. That's gonna be so funny.
That's gonna be something there.
Anyway, Matt, back to your ranting. Unless
back to your so we stopped at the entrances.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that like skipping 3 of their entrances when you could have just had them make way down. I mean, if you remember way back when WrestleMania used to do Money in the Bank matches, they literally had one person come out, another person coming out, another person coming. It was like they were playing their music for a good minute or two. They were all making their entrances and everything, but no, they literally did it halfway through. And I remember, and I saw like a lot of people on social media like outright pissed off because of this. And honestly, that's fair criticism. I mean, you have stupid booking for half of the stuff. You have too much ads. You have too much, promoting Hulk Hogan's documentary, which I don't mind that they're promoting that. But to have that be
in the grave, Hogan's still putting himself over.
To have that happen every single so often for the people that watch it on Netflix or whatever. I mean, like, and then you don't give time to, I wouldn't say future stars, but the current stars on WrestleMania. Honestly, considering they got no entrances, basically, considering we've had some releases, I'm surprised they haven't been released. Considering how they got treated at WrestleMania.
Yet.
Yeah.
As we're recording this on a Sunday night.
But time to get to the most important guy's thoughts on this because that's all you care about. Nah, just kidding. But anyway, yeah, night 2, pretty much it had the same formula as night 1. Like the matches were just as short, and that would probably be the one critique I'd have of night 2. It's like kind of the same thing as night 1. I would have liked some matches like Sammy and Trick to get some more time. And other matches, even Rhea Jade, it was a great ending, but I felt like they could have been longer. I'm kind of not looking forward to future WrestleManias that this is going to be the format. And I'm afraid that it's going to be of these long-ass ads, less than an hour of wrestling, almost an hour of advertisements, and that's what we're going to get.
And next year's in Saudi, so it's all going to be Saudi ads.
If you're going to do this, I mean, in a perfect world, man, you would only have Mania be one night, but don't have it be 8 damn hours, like 35 and 34. Do one night of WrestleMania and just have a perfect card where it'll last like 4 hours. I don't understand why it's so hard. I mean, I get wrestlers, they want to get all wrestlers on the card, I get it, but back in the day, it used to not be that. Sometimes you just wouldn't be on the card, and it sucks. There's still people that don't make the card. EO didn't make it. Iffy didn't make it, so it wasn't even matter at this point. Exactly. Carmella didn't make it, so it wasn't even matter. So, but they'll never do that because now with the 2 nights, they make more money. So it's never going back to one night. But that would be the perfect scenario. But it was so much better. The vibes were better. The matchups were more fun to watch. The quality of matches, despite the time, were so much better. And Punk Roman, man. Matt, you said it's up there with the triple threat match. I think it's up there with both of Roman Cody matches as some of the best main events. Probably one of the best matches of Roman's career, one of the best of Punk's career. I didn't expect it to be this great. I had my doubts considering both guys' age. I mean, come on, Roman called him old after all. How was it supposed to be this great?
That's why Punk left.
Oh, yeah. But I kind of like that story, though, at the end with Punk just not having enough. I love the little punch he tried to throw at the end, but it's just not enough. But just the whole match, it was kind of an old school classic match, old school slow match, like older, like spots mattered more. It just felt like a true, what a main event should be. And hey, a Roman Reigns main event with no interferences and a straight up winner.
At all.
Wow.
It was crazy. It was like, wow.
Boy, was that
clean
refreshing.
Finish. Remember clean finishes, guys? Remember that?
I mean, Mania 40 was great. They did the BS in a perfect way. Mania 41's BS was horrible. So they finally, this year, we got a main event with an actual clean finish. There were some like dirty things like Roman hitting with the steel steps and everything, but I think everyone said referee's discretion, so whatever. I love the tape spot with the low blow. Made me freak out, be like, Punk just turned heel. And that was a great near fall. I thought Punk was going to win after that.
Yeah,
but
we jumped for that.
Yeah, Roman winning, I predicted it, and him being full-time for now is great for Raw, just great for the product if he's going to be full-time. How long that lasts, we'll see. But, yeah, I mean, night 2 just overall just much better. I mean, honestly, add Seth Gunther, maybe throw that on to night 2 and just get rid of everything else on night 1, and you might have a top 15, top 10 Mania, to be honest. Yeah. We don't need you, Cody Orton. Get out of here.
No, that trash. We can save 5 minutes from Stephanie McHale and put it into another match.
Which was funny because Liv Sol Ruka and Sol Ruka's debut was longer than the WrestleMania match.
I was like, how the hell? Like, that was...
And some shenanigans, too, so then it wasn't even a clean finish. But it was still longer.
We'll get into the call-ups in a bit, but we got to talk about the departures before we get to the call-ups, unfortunately. Because we can't have one good week of WWE having good vibes. Because literally less than a week after Mania, they did their cuts. Now, I think this was more publicized than previous years. I think they do this around this time, but maybe just because the names are a little bit bigger this year. That's why it was posted a lot. We'll do the main roster releases first. I mean, there was a bunch of developmental ones, but
which only Matt
not
knows.
a lot of people are going to know ones. Yeah,
only
Matt knows. The Wyatt Six was the big one. Their entire faction got released. Aleister Black and Zelina Vega got released after a year. Kairi Sane, probably the most controversial release out of all of them, was released. The Motor City Machine Guns released. Santos Escobar, Zoe Stark, Alba Fire, and Apollo Crews were released.
How did Apollo Crews survive for so long?
He was injured.
I don't know.
For a decade or some shit? Never got fired?
He was injured, then he came back like a month or two or so ago and was wrestling on Main Event and AAA.
Mr. Main Event,
and then
Apollo
in
Crews.
The newest departures, the legend himself, Tonga Loa, one of the greatest of all time, was released. Along with JC Mateo, and then just, I believe, yesterday morning, the New Day, pretty much, they didn't get fired, but they did ask for their release, and they got released because I think they had contract disputes with TKO. So
yeah, they
wanted newest releases, and who knows? No one TKO's agreed that their deal was just disrespectful to them, but
probably
sad news. You never like to hear it. I mean, if they're not used, like, I get it. There's a lot of them, like Motor City Machine Guns, Escobar, Starkfire, and Cruz, basically at the bottom of the list. They weren't really used. Kind of makes sense that they're gone, but the others, like,
Escobar was used.
I like it's AAA.
Yeah.
I like it's a AAA.
I mean, it seemed like he was going to win the Latin American Championship or whatever. They didn't even have the title match. And literally, he stayed with the company. He was going to leave earlier, but then they made a contract that he was going to get pushed. And he went to AAA when he returned. And I would damn near say he was probably one of the more popular people there. And I thought it would make sense. But let's just
sorry guys. I just don't watch AAA. Sorry, I watch clips.
But what also bothers me is that he's gone, but Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo are still with the company.
Priorities.
Crazy.
We need some tag teams. Fuck.
But I'll go with Troy first. What are your thoughts on these big releases, especially the New Day being the biggest one and others as well?
New Day, I heard it was because they re-signed like October, like Xavier Woods, but I was told like, well, how they want to restructure the company, like they were gonna have to take a pay cut, and they were like, fuck that, and I mean like rightly so, especially like Kofi's been there 18 years. I mean, why are you taking a pay cut? Like y'all making billions of dollars. World champion, 16-time tag champion too, and that's with every other tag team. Like, it is crazy. I'm sure Kofi and Xavier will do AEW, so they'll be fine. And I heard that TKO is not liking spooky gimmicks, so that's why they released all of the Wyatt Six, and I guess Aleister Black and Vega were spooky enough. That's just what I was hearing from the grapevine, and that's why they got released. The Wyatt Six weird because so you bring back this gimmick to be like a spiritual success to Bray Wyatt, continue his legacy, and then you don't really do anything with it. They win the tag titles, and then don't do anything with the tag titles, and then face the MFTs for 10 months or something like that. Like, that feud lasted ages, and then they did nothing, and now they're just gone, and it's like, I don't know where they go. I think Bo Dallas and some will retire because Bo wasn't really wrestling after Bray until the Wyatt Six, so he's probably just done. But I don't know, it's very weird. Aleister Black, I mean, AEW already knows they don't want him again, so I don't know if he's stuck. TNA. I don't know if he's TNA or MLW. If you can't get either an AEW or TNA, you go to MLW. That's why Killer Cross and Matt Riddle are in there, so he might just go to MLW. Because it's weird, because you also remember the rumors, or what was supposed to happen at Mania. Instead of Pat McAfee, was supposed to be Aleister Black. So this man almost could have been in the main event of WrestleMania, as a side character with Vega. But no. Pat McAfee, and you're released. Bye. And then Jeff Cobb's man, think about this. This man goes to WWE. He's not even been in WWE for a year. He debuted Backlash last year. Less than a year later, he's just been a jobber ever since for the fucking MFT, because we can't hurt Solo Sikoa, oh god, and Hikalua, and fucking Talatonga, and then gets released. So it's so all that's left in the MFTs is Tonga, Loa, Talatonga, and Solo.
Oh, Loa's gone. Loa's gone.
No, wait. Tamatonga. My bad. Too many Tongas. They're
I don't care about any of the other releases.
Tonga.
I don't care
Why
about
do
any
they
of the
switch
other
Tonga
releases.
around?
I want Ariel Hawani's head for releasing Tonga Loa, the legend that he stole from us.
The actual fucking go. I'm sure everyone's gonna do well. Oh yeah, isn't Zoe Starks also fired or some shit? Yeah. But she was injured, so she was nothing anyway.
I think he posted something about I've been gone for so many months because of injury, and I just came back. I could wait 82 more days or something like that, or whatever.
I think I saw that too. These firings always happen. It's just never fun when they happen. But they always pick some weird ass people.
They're at least not saying it's budget cuts like they used to in the Vince era. They're not doing that. They're just saying they're done. So at least they're not
lying
to
also heard
themselves.
The thing was there was rumors that these cuts were made because everyone was pretty old. But R-Truth's 54, Damien Priest 45, and Kairi Sane's not even 40.
Your world champions are so young and not in their
40s.
Yeah, old people there are not as the main eventers.
Yeah, unless you're a tag team.
I mean, they did with that with R-Truth, and look how that turned out.
Yeah, and then we have the We Want Kairi thing going on. But I heard Kairi
the most controversial one.
Anyway.
And I heard Kairi shut that down though. I heard she shut down those. I heard she was I was okay where I was.
I heard they were supposed to have the Asuka and Io match at WrestleMania, but that got cut. And that was going to be Kairi's last appearance, was going to be the whole payoff at WrestleMania. But considering they didn't do that, they're booking it for Backlash, and they released her prior to Backlash. So it don't make no damn sense now. Now that they're having the match now with no Kairi, which makes no sense now at this point on why they're still feuding.
Because logic, because we have to do this match now at Backlash. So it happens every year. We're sad about it. They'll bounce back. Every wrestler bounce back. They'll go to AEW. We swap talent over and over again. It's how it's going to happen. And I mean, it's been like this for years. So it's like, I'm never shocked about it. Just kind of happened. Just sucks when it's one of your wrestlers you do like gets fired. But you know they're going to do well in another place and then probably come back or stay at that other place. So like,
yeah,
I'm not like, this is the end. Like this, they're dead to me. I'm like, they'll probably wrestle somewhere else unless they retire. But most of the time, they'll just wrestle somewhere else, and that's fine.
Yeah, the whole Kairi controversy, I mean, I kind of went off on it about you guys in the chat where it's like, I basically said, oh, now you guys care about Kairi. Like, no, like, she's popular in a way, but, like, she's not exactly was getting huge pops when she was on TV. And now all of a sudden she's fired. They're like, we want Kairi. It's not like R-Truth where he was so beloved. And it was just like really disrespectful to get rid of him. And then they really wanted. And he was also feuding with Cena at the time. And then they just cut ties with him. But it's similar in a sense. Kairi's popularity. It's just kind of like, oh, you fans acted like you cared so much about her the whole time. Now you only care when she's cut. But I get why they're upset, especially being in the middle of a story. Like, at least pay it off first.
To me, I think that's the reason why the whole "we want Kairi" became a thing. Was that like she was in the middle of Io and Asuka's rivalry. Asuka was treating her bad. Io was trying to have her see the light and to like fight off someone who was just pretty much bullying her. But they were still a team. But Asuka would just pick on her and everything. So I think that's the main reason, is because of the fact that there was no actual payoff to that. So you're going to tell me that Kairi gets bullied and picked on by someone, and her other friend is trying to tell her to leave her because she's toxic, as Kit Wilson would say. But there's no payoff, and she gets let go. What the hell kind of storyline is that?
So I can't wait to see her at Backlash.
Release? Like, what the hell? Justice for Kairi, you know?
Like, fuck, man. Like, at least finish the damn storyline. Fuck.
That's what I mean.
1 month. You could have just waited 1 month till after you finished it at Backlash.
If, like I was saying a little bit earlier, if they would have paid this off at WrestleMania with the match, and Kairi, gets her comeuppance on Asuka, and then she gets released, I feel like people wouldn't be, oh, we want Kairi, we want Kairi. I think it's more of like, okay, well, why leave her in the middle of this, get treated like this, and then get let go? I think to me, this reminds me of an earlier release that happened a couple years ago that to me pissed me off. And it was Mustafa Ali. I don't know if you guys were paying attention on right when prior he got let go.
He was NXT, wasn't it? I don't remember that part.
Get ready for a 10-minute rant, guys, by the way. Matt's going
loves NXT.
He went to NXT.
Yep.
Won a number 1 contenders match to face the North American Championship at the upcoming NXT PLE. I think it was like a day or two prior he gets let go. He just won a number 1 contenders match that you booked. And he was booked for a pay-per-view for NXT, and he just gets let go.
Man, why wasn't Vince thinking that of Survivor Series 1997?
Come on!
Just let go.
You just don't need that screw job.
Yeah, vacate the title. Crown new champion at Survivor Series. There would have been less ill will toward that's probably, but
probably.
But
Matt, yeah, to talk about the timing of it, like you said with Ali, I think that was the issue with this. Is I think they didn't time this good. right after WrestleMania. I think if you wait a couple more weeks, maybe a month or two into the summer, wouldn't be as big of a deal. But doing this right after WrestleMania, which didn't get the best publicity because of all these ads and corporate TKO greed and everything, it doesn't look good in your company.
Yeah, because like half the stuff never got no payoff, and half of the payoff is actually happening at Backlash with some scheduled matches. Like, but to me, other than that, I think the Wyatt Six. I did hear that Nikki Cross, got her rights to her original name, Nikki something or whatever. Storm. Yeah. So she's definitely planning on going somewhere. Don't know where. To me, I'm not as upset with the Wyatt Six. I mean, to me it sucks because I love Bray Wyatt. I know we all love Bray Wyatt in a sense, and I think them winning the tag titles was great and all that, especially when it was like an anniversary of when Bray passed away and all that. But to me, from a not just a TKO perspective, but from a company perspective, I think it makes all the right sense. The Wyatt Six have kind of been here for like a few weeks. They're gone. Then they come back for a few weeks. Then they're gone. It's kind of like when Roman
Whose fault's that?
Leaving and coming back. I don't know. I don't know if it was
quit being lazy, writing room.
I don't know if it was booking or if it
was they can't handle spooky characters,
or if it was they just had travel issues or whatever. I don't know. Because to me, it seemed like because they were booking, like you said, we were having the Solo Sikoa and the MFTs against the Wyatt Six. It took so long because the Wyatt Six were off TV for a few weeks. Then they came back and then they finished the story leading up to WrestleMania. I mean, they wrestled. You could say they literally wrestled the SmackDown right before Mania in a street fight, and then they just get released for who knows what reason. But at the same time, considering they have a certain character gimmick and they're on and off of television, it does not make sense to keep them if they're not going to be featured as much, or if they're going to be booked kind of like how where Roman returns and he's back for like
a
few weeks for leading up to a pay-per-view, then he's gone, then a couple months later he returns, and like, so for me, the Wyatt Six, I think from a business standpoint, it makes sense why they got let go. I personally don't think they should have been let go. I don't want anyone to be let go. Let's make that completely clear. I feel bad for everyone that gets let go. But to me, I can understand from a business standpoint. Now, for Aleister Black and Zelina Vega, they literally a year from when they returned, or when Aleister returned, they're gone. Mm-hmm. And especially Zelina Vega. Now, I don't know why she wasn't booked to wrestle the last couple of months. I don't know if she's injured or what, but ever since
they wanted to rip off Karrion Kross and Scarlett.
Yeah, they're also not doing anything unless you watch MLW, which no one of us do.
Yeah, so I think I was thinking TNA was where they were going to go because I don't think they'd go back to AEW. And consider TNA does sort of gimmicks like that. I mean, you have like an Undead Realm gimmick going on right now.
Yeah, with
I could totally see them being a part of it. So, but yeah, I mean, some other talent. I mean, Kairi. I mean, I pretty much said what I needed to say about that. JC Mateo. I think I had high hopes when he debuted.
We all did.
And then nothing.
That's two big companies that had no idea what to do with them.
Tonga Loa is to release him. That's a disgrace.
He is going to go to AEW and beat fucking Darby Allin for the belt. I can't wait. That's going to be coming. Tell you what, Tony Khan, you want to get me to watch AEW again?
The New Day, I think they didn't really get let go. It's just that TKO was going to give them a huge pay cut, which Now, to be fair, the New Day, I feel like have been gone stale for a little while now. I don't think their heel turn was like good at first, and then it kind of just went downhill.
It's because
Big E couldn't do anything. Wasn't their fault.
Yeah. It was just
on Big E, who couldn't take a bump or fight back.
Not even just Big E; they just were lazy booking.
Yeah, I mean, you saw last year at WrestleMania they had a World Tag Title match,
and do you remember that?
No
match?
one cared. Yeah. Like no one, the crowd was dead silent.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, but like I also understand from a perspective of like, yeah, I mean, Kofi's been loyal to this company for how long? Like I would say he's.
I've heard a stat that he was actually been at the company longer days wise than Hulk Hogan was.
Like
that's impressive.
I would even say he's as loyal as R-Truth. And then I mean, yeah. I don't know how bad of a pay cut is. They don't really reveal that much stuff of how much they're making compared to what they're going to get. But
they love to reveal how much money they're freaking making in sales. Yeah, they love that.
Yeah, and just because they didn't get the WrestleMania outcome that they wanted, which was goddamn ridiculous, they're cutting people for this. And I mean, Kofi was a former world champion, like I said. He's been Intercontinental champion multiple times, U.S. champion probably a couple times. I'm not sure how many times.
Three times.
Let's face it, though, Kofi has not been treated like that ever since Brock beat him.
Yeah, and that's 2019.
Never treated the same.
But even so, like with New Day, I mean, like you just look at New Day. Like Kofi essentially should have been let go in like 2015. But because the New Day formed, it did so well to the point where it saved all three of their jobs. And they had great matches with the Usos and everything, which I did see. I'm not sure if you saw, but I saw the post that the Usos made for the New Day.
I saw it.
I thought that was very sad, but also
I think that was their last official tag match too. Was the Usos, so kind of bittersweet.
Full circle.
Yeah. I know. I feel like they're gonna go straight to AEW because they're friends with the Young Bucks.
They're doing that match finally, yeah. After decades of teasing it, they're finally doing that match at. I don't know what the next in 90 days. What
all the next in return, show. Baby. They return to
it's probably all in.
But because Austin Creed, Xavier Woods is a huge gamer, I could also see him and Kenny Omega working on the next AEW game.
I mean, how many years has been since the first?
It'll actually be a good game this time.
Yeah. That's pretty well.
Hopefully.
He would hopefully.
But in terms of my opinion of the releases, I basically said just bad timing. I would have done this a lot later, but yeah, I agree with you, Beth, that the Y6 makes sense. I think executives at TKO's that ran its course and they did all they could with them, which I guess they won the tag titles. Maybe don't have them try to get the MFTs over. How many times are we going to try to get people to care about Solo Sikoa?
It's not
people
happening.
Aren't gonna care. Sorry,
they used to
Solo, but it's just it's just not gonna work. Black and Zelina. I mean, Aleister Black beat Randy Orton on SmackDown and Sammy on SmackDown back-to-back weeks and had no payoff from that. Nothing. We thought there would be
no Mania, no nothing.
WWE. We thought there would be some huge WWE title match, possibly like a 6-way with him being in it. Nope. Let's just do the shitty Cody Orton feud instead.
Pat McAfee.
And release Aleister Black.
And I'm honestly title ladder match.
I'm honestly surprised that Rusev at least made WrestleMania, but I'm surprised he's still here because him and Aleister Black, I feel, are similar in terms of former AEW guys that didn't want to lose. Both him and Aleister go to WWE and not really being treated the best. So I'm surprised he's still here. Kairi, I mean, it's just simple, like Matt Troy said, just end the feud. But everybody else, they weren't doing anything with them, so it sucks. But it's also, if you're not being used, it's almost a blessing to get released, so you could get your name out there into Indies or AEW, MLW, TNA. there's always options. It's not like WWE is the end all be all. Don't let Triple H tell you that they're the only company that exists. There's plenty
And
of
here's the thing too:
out there.
people leave or they get let go and they come back.
Ask Cody and Drew. Yeah, they come back.
Everyone comes back at least at one point.
Yeah, ask Hulk Hogan. The developmental departures. I mean, Matt will probably be the only people that know some of these.
Yeah, who are these people?
Andre Chase was one of them.
I know Andre Chase.
Yeah,
this one was a little bit. This one was a while ago. Ava would, I think, asked for her release, but that was a few months ago. Dante Chen, Tyra May Steele.
That was the gold medalist.
Malik Blade. And those were probably the biggest names that were released. Were those?
Malik was barely used. I think he was with Idris Sanofi in like a tag team, but I think he got released prior to Malik Blade. So that makes sense. Tyra May Steele, I think she was on LFG, I'm pretty sure, and she was like a Olympic gold medalist female. And I think she was like doing something with like Tavion Heights or whatever, like for a team for a little bit or whatever. But I think she only had a few matches, but that was it. Nothing too much. I think the Dante Chen was like there since like 2.0, like NXT 2.0.
Yeah,
that was ages ago.
Because I remember he was like. He was like one of the jobbers of NXT.
Like the classic jobber.
He wasn't that bad of a wrestler. He had like a Hadouken type finisher or something like that, which I thought
he had a finisher. Fuck, good for him.
He did that move and I think won with it on like a not an NXT but like a NXT Level Up or something like that match. And I was like, he just did a Hadouken.
Their version of main event.
Fucking NXT Level Up.
But he was there to like lose to like I think Mello, Breaker, Von Wagner, like people like that, like beginning of 2.0. So nothing too serious. I mean, he made some appearances, but I figured he'd be let go. Andre Chase is the bigger name. Former tag champ with Duke Hudson, who got let go.
No, like he's also gone.
The only one from Chase U, I mean, if we don't talk about the recent Chase U that lasted not too long, there was like a new team that they were trying to do, and Cale Dixon was a part of it, and Uriah Connors was the other person, but now he's in. But now Uriah Connors is with the Birthright team, because he's related to Fit Finley. His dad's Fit Finley, I think.
But he's not David Finley and like
David Finley's his brother.
Okay, that's what I'm making sure. Okay.
Because they were expecting David Finley to come to WWE, but he went to AEW. So that's why they had what's his name? Willie Regal's son, Charlie Dempsey.
Dempsey, yes.
So but yeah, Chase U like kind of ended, then they tried to reform it. And Chase was still there, but kind of was not doing much. Thea Hale's the only one that's from the original Chase U that's still there. She's from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So, Ringgold. So I'm glad she's still there. I hope to God she doesn't get cut because I think we should believe in Thea. Oh, hell yeah. Anyway.
On that note, it's time to talk about the WrestleMania 44 locations, because we know where WrestleMania 43 is going to be. It's going to be in Saudi Arabia, most likely. We'll see if that changes. But Nick Khan was pretty much hyping up, wait till you see WrestleMania 44. Thank goodness we're probably not ever going to do the back-to-back in a city, at least for a long time. I really don't want that to ever happen again. So the top contenders, the big front runner is Nashville. They reportedly offered around $3.5 million for it. This is basically a big bidding war. I know Cleveland was one of them that was mentioned. They're bidding for it because of the SummerSlam success. Indianapolis was supposed to have a WrestleMania, so I could see that happening. They had a deal where they're supposed to have a WrestleMania and a SummerSlam. They already had a Rumble. New Orleans got screwed of a WrestleMania, so they'll definitely be trying to bid. And then the other one they're saying is probably London if they really want to keep going international. That would be my personal pick. I would love London, but money-wise, I don't know if they're going to beat the other U.S. cities. But I'll start with Matt first. Where do you want them to go? I wonder where you'd want them to go, location-wise.
New Zealand, baby. No. Cleveland, honestly. I mean, I was the one who mentioned it to Dylan earlier today that Cleveland was
yeah, exactly. I was stunned they were brought up.
Full credit to it because when I saw
Pittsburgh isn't brought up.
Of course not. Why would be?
About Tennessee being rumored the WrestleMania, but it wasn't official because there was a bidding war. I saw more than 3 comments saying Cleveland. And so, and to me, I think, well, considering they had SummerSlam, 2 years ago?
Was that 2 years ago? Fuck.
Yeah. We're getting old.
It's actually a choice. And I could honestly see them actually probably putting a
product was a lot better back then.
Pretty big price on it.
That show was really good.
I could see them putting a big price on it. So I'm just gonna say this right now: if they go to Cleveland, we're going. We're gonna go to WrestleMania.
I don't know. I gotta see that money in the card. I gotta talk to the old wallet.
Yeah, hopefully if it's announced way in advance so we know, but and
if the card's good. I'm not going to see a night 1 of Mania this year.
Here's the thing too. Things always change. We're talking about 2 years in advance. It could literally be something, and then something could be outbidded. Like after next year or something like that.
I mean, yeah, because they announced New Orleans and then changed their minds. That picture of The Rock,
they announced it in advance, then after Vegas, they were like, all right, we're going back
so bad.
So, but yeah, if hopefully if they learn their lesson, they decrease the damn ticket prices.
They won't.
We'll see. Hopefully they learn within 2 years. Hopefully they'll learn within 2 years. But yeah, if it goes to Cleveland, we definitely need to go because I feel like that's like the best chance we have again to go to WrestleMania, for at least for me and Troy. But the best chance for Dylan at this point, considering he never got to go to WrestleMania.
True.
Thanks for bringing that up again. On to Troy. Where do you want it to go? Where do you think it'll be at?
London deserves a Mania. The European crowd deserves a huge pay-per-view like Mania. And the fact that they kind of usually get the B shows for some reason, like they create pay-per-views just for European stuff. Just bring Mania over. You know that crowd's going to be electric. I'm sure they're going to charge a shit ton no matter where they go. Like I said, I saw Mania. Unless like with the card, if they do Cleveland is really good. I'd rather them go to Mania in London and appease like all those European fans that have been clamoring, begging for decades for Mania to go to London. So I'd rather have that.
I mean, for selfish reasons, of course, I'm going to say Cleveland. That'd be amazing if that's the best we got in terms of location. But, I mean, I'm with Troy where I want it to be in London. I just want a European WrestleMania crowd. It'll be so good rather than these dead American crowds that are quiet force of the show because they're the only people that can afford to go. But where I think it's going to be is probably, I think it's going to be Nashville because I'm not sure a lot of cities are going to beat them for that. They make some of the most money in America. They also have a brand new stadium that's going to be open, which I think has a lot to do with why they would love to have it in Nashville. They'd love to have it at like these big cities, these big indoor type of facilities. So I could see that. Indianapolis, it's probably going to happen in this decade because they literally signed a deal. But Nashville would be nice. It'd be something different. They've never had a WrestleMania. Like, it wouldn't be a bad thing. But they need to go to not just London. France deserves one too. 100%.
Germany. Like, fuck.
Sure. Everywhere. Germany. Canada, maybe go back to Toronto.
When's the last time they were in Canada? Was that Mania 18 or some
18?
shit?
18. Rock
We were on
Hogan.
43.
It's
And
crazy
look how
they never went back to Toronto
that
after
match.
Yeah, that match is one of the greatest of all time. I watched that all year. Well, not like every year during Mania time because the crowd just so electric.
We're putting Hulk over. I think WrestleMania this year did enough of that.
Hey, WWE, if you want to sponsor us to give out sponsors, just let us know. Maybe some free WrestleMania tickets and maybe to go to Cleveland.
That ain't happening.
And we'll get 20% off at best. On to now our Backlash predictions, because yes, there's a pay-per-view coming up in 6 days. Crazy enough.
Yeah, that's next week, isn't it?
May's a crazy month. It's not just Backlash. I think Saturday Night's Main Event's a couple weeks after that, and Clash in Italy's at the very end of the month, and then we have Night of Champions in June, and then there's nothing till SummerSlam. I think there's a Saturday Night's Main Event before SummerSlam again, which I don't like that. I think they do that too much. But nonetheless, we're getting that. So May's the busy month, which I get because between Elimination Chamber and Mania, they had nothing. So ramp up the shows a little bit more. But
every 2 weeks is crazy.
Don't do it a week prior to an actual pay-per-view. That's kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't care, though. But on to the matches. We'll start with what we talked about a lot. That's Io versus Asuka. Being the end of the feud, despite the fact that the main catalyst for the feud's not here. I'm going with Io, especially that's the end of the feud. They're going to put her over. She was kind of on a losing streak a lot, and I think that was because to get this payoff of her beating Asuka. Asuka's in her 40s. Like, I'm not sure she's really going to be in the world title scene that much, while Io, I think, should be in the world title scene, so I think Io wins it.
Io wins. End of story.
Literally.
Okay, Troy. Very, very good words of wisdom right there.
You're welcome. Not much I'll say. I talked about it in the Kairi segment.
I'm going to say Io, but I'm going to make a bold prediction.
Oh, here we go.
Kairi coming back.
Kairi Sane returns, kind of like how R-Truth did.
Oh,
and she returns to a great pop and attacks Asuka.
And then she does nothing, because then that feud won't happen.
And then she shaves her head,
and then,
this dark
then she gets regulated in a tag team with Io Sky. Sky Pirates. You can't do Rio anymore because Rio's on SmackDown now, so.
Crazy that's the only women's match on the card, at least for now. I think that'll probably be the only matches. No, a lot of singles matches. Next, let's go to the Miz and Kit Wilson versus Danhausen and a mystery partner.
The fact that this wasn't at WrestleMania when it was scheduled to be just proves my point that this is like the aftermath bullshit.
This is the leftovers.
I'm surprised they didn't call this WrestleMania Backlash.
Oh, God.
Should we do our prediction on who's gonna win and our prediction for who?
We can do a prediction of who it'll be and who will win.
All
right. I got Joe Hendry. I feel like that's kind of the obvious one.
Oh, that'd be fun.
I feel like it's the one that's like the best surprise. Jelly Roll, I think, was the rumored WrestleMania thing, but now I think he's kind of done. He doesn't really want to be not associated, but like he kind of pretty much left WWE for a while. So I think he makes sense. Joe Hendry and Danhausen win because Danhausen ain't losing in his pay-per-view debut match.
As funny as I think it would be Joe Hendry, like Danhausen hasn't found anyone to team it with, and he goes, "Oh, Joe Hendry," and then he just comes out. Heard you need a tag partner. I don't think that's gonna happen. Joe is on Raw, not on SmackDown.
When's that matter? Gunther attacked Cody.
Exactly.
Fatu's fighting Roman.
Same
Fatu's fighting Roman, and Fatu's still on SmackDown. Doesn't matter.
No, Fatu's on Raw. Well, I guess he's appearing on both, but
he was on SmackDown 2 nights ago.
Brand split don't matter.
Yeah, whatever. They need to do draft anyway. I think it's gonna be Danhausen and Royce Keys winning.
Oh,
I see it being Royce Keys. Thinking about it on this, I'm looking on the SmackDown roster side, considering Danhausen's on both shows, but Miz and Kit are on SmackDown. I'm thinking it'd be a SmackDown star. I don't see it being any huge return or anything like that, or any shocker. Watch it be like Mr. Iguana.
Actually, though. Hold up.
Wait a minute.
I think we have peak
Am I
right here.
cooking?
This is epic. Now this is epic.
But maybe he'll get one of the midgets to team up.
They're still around. Are they still back there?
No, I think Royce Keys makes the most sense. I mean, you want to push him, and he kind of had just recently had squash matches, and he just won the Andre the Giant.
The man's had no crowd reaction, none.
Oh yeah, no.
Well, because one, everyone expected him to win Andre the Giant, and then he's faced what, Garza and Humberto.
The big stars. The big stars.
Maybe he'll face Santos Escobar next. Never mind.
I'll see myself out.
Maybe it'll be Zack Ryder. Woo woo woo. No, I think it'd be
Matt Cardona, Jobbers Deluxe.
Yeah. All right, Troy. Who you got partner winning wise?
Fuck, I don't know. I mean, how about? So he has John Cena, but it's an invisible tag. It's just him. It technically is a handicap match, but he says John Cena as a tag partner. And he tags in. Have you ever seen in GCW? It was like the Invisible Man.
The Invisible Match. Oh yeah,
Chris
of course.
Invisible Man.
Danhausen's like,
he does shit like that.
Partner is you are cursed. The curse is his tag partner.
That'd be funny. I think that'd be comedy goes. So I'm gonna say it's John Cena as a ghost of the Invisible Man. I mean, Danhausen's going to win.
This isn't my pick, but I'll give a name out to what it could possibly be. Santino Marella. Why not? Comedy character, TNA, WWE work together.
So wait, Backlash is in where? Tampa?
The Curse and the Cobra. Makes
sense. That could work because of the fact that they're going to be in Clash in Italy, and Santino is rumored to be there for that.
Yeah.
And I did
let me cook. I
did hear that the Hardys were just talking about the TNA WWE relationship, and Matt Hardy literally was saying how because of WrestleMania they haven't really been doing much, but he did say that there'd be a lot more collaboration going forward, not just with NXT and TNA, but also with just WWE. So and considering there's rumors that Santino will be there for Clash in Italy, because that makes sense.
He's the Italian star.
I could see it being Santino.
I'm still going Joe Entry, but that's just a name to be thrown out there. I mean, the Cobra and the Curse, man, the CC. Come on. Does it not fit? Exactly. But yeah, definitely Danhausen winning. On to Trick Williams versus Gingerbread Man at Backlash. You know, the match we all want to see. And this feud to me, I don't know. I mean, I like my comedy and wrestling, but man, this gingerbread thing, like, what?
This ain't it.
What are we doing? This apparently, is this Sammy's heel turn, him beating the crap out of a gingerbread? And then they're doing a ceremony, like a funeral for the gingerbreads?
The best thing they did.
Are we Shrek now all of a sudden?
The best thing they did with this was when Sammy attacked the gingerbread man the first time, and his head completely spun around. That was fun.
Should have stopped.
But there's a person in that one. This one was just like a dummy. This is like a dummy.
I mean, Sammy coming out to the gingerbread man as a secret tag, I thought that was fine too. But this recent
Sammy beating it up, yeah.
This recent episode of SmackDown where he just beat up a dog.
And how's this getting Trick over? How is this like helping Trick at all? Like, you don't need Trick to be doing this stuff.
This is like 2019 booking.
Yeah, this is shades of that.
Also put some dog
stupid
food
comedy.
The gingerbread man needs some vitamins and protein. Get some dog food in it.
Anyway, Trick retains. He just won it. They're not taking it off him.
Trick retains. Like, that's obvious. He's gonna hold this belt till SummerSlam probably. Like, unless Sammy does the full heel turn and like bloodies him up or anything, like does like a vicious attack. That's the only way I can see Sammy winning, but like it's too soon for that.
I think that No, Trick's gonna win. But I think that after the match, that's when Sammy's officially gonna turn heel, and they're gonna do the swap of Trick becoming face and Sammy turning heel. I mean, I think they're still teasing it up. I know he kind of beat the Gingerbread Man, which made no sense, but he did have a backstage segment with Cody and like how they were like the same or whatever, and Cody's just like, we're not the same. And like Cody was kind of seeing that like you're acting out real badly and you think you're in the right, which, you know, I feel like that's gonna like Sammy's gonna lose it after their match with Backlash, and that's gonna continue for who knows how long.
Conspiracy theory, man. If they bring that back, then then it's interesting.
Sammy dancing and everything.
The dancing gift. Yes.
On to what should have happened at WrestleMania: Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker. And this one I'm back and forth on because Seth just lost, Breaker just came back. I don't feel like neither of them should really be losing right now. So I'll start with Matt this time to give me time to think. Who do we got?
Should have been WrestleMania, but no, it's the scrap. Even though it literally was scheduled to be a match, but no, whatever. Yeah, I mean, Seth did just lose to Gunther and all that. I mean, even though it was like a controversial, loss. Yeah. But I think you have the vision, you have Theory and Logan Paul's the tag champs. You need to book Braun Breaker. Good. I think that if Seth loses this match, I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, I'm sure he's fine with putting someone over, especially like Braun Breaker. I feel like Braun Breaker really hasn't had any main victories as of late. I mean, he lost
War Games is like the last thing I remember. Was
like he lost his title match to CM Punk.
And then he just got hurt.
And Breaker's like perceived as, you want him to be perceived as like one of the next big guys. I think Braun Breaker should win this personally.
All right, Troy, who you got winning this?
Seth Rollins been in WWE for how long at this point? It's been over a decade. The man can take some fucking losses. I don't think his stock would be that bad. I mean, he's a main eventer and stuff like that. He's always going to be a main eventer. Braun winning this will elevate him further up the card because he's not won besides War Games. Like Matt said, he lost CM Punk. So when like Braun faces the actual main eventers, he's been losing. So like actually a win against a main event, it would help him more tremendously. So that's why I feel like Braun is going to get the Dukes on this one.
I'm going to go a little bit bold, disagree with you guys, and only because I think this feud's going to keep going till SummerSlam, and I think that's when the feud culminates and Breaker gets his moment. I do think it's going to be some roll-up or some BS that causes Seth to win. I could even see a DQ, maybe a Bronson Reed return, possibly. I don't know what his timetable is, but I could see that. But I'm going with Seth to win. Whether it's by DQ from a Reed attack or just like some roll-up. I think Seth wins just because he lost to Gunther. It's Triple H's guy. He wants to have him get his win back, but then Breaker destroys him after the match. And they keep the feud going. And then at SummerSlam or whatever the payoff is, that's when Breaker gets his win because he should win the feud. But I'm going to go with Seth here. Why not? Watch me be wrong.
No, I could definitely see a screwy finish, like a disqualification. Or something that also happening. Now, I recently heard something as a rumor on who the finals would be for Night of Champions for the King of the Ring. And I heard the finals is possibly Obafemi versus Braun Breaker. Now, I think they would wait on that. I think they would wait for a WrestleMania.
I would think so too.
But from what I was told was that, okay, well, Oba's going to win it and face Roman. That's how he's going to face Roman at SummerSlam. And they could have Braun Breaker go to SmackDown and face Cody if they don't do the
wow.
And honestly, if Orton is out for a while, you would have to think, okay, who would Cody actually face? Because we're doing
Punk.
Cody right now.
They teased that.
Punk would be. Yeah. The other rumor was I heard Punk was going to be in the Money in the Bank match after following SummerSlam.
Oh, so he can win a third Money in the Bank. Ooh.
Oh yeah, Money in the Bank's after SummerSlam this year.
Yeah, logic.
So based off of that, I think if they are actually planning on trying to have Oba versus Braun Breaker for the finals for King of the Ring, I think you definitely have to have Breaker win this. If they're not going to do Breaker Seth to SummerSlam. But I mean, it's all speculation. Don't know if it's going to happen or not. So,
well, on to the main event, and it's Roman Reigns versus Fatu. Now, this match I'm excited for. I like this as a first challenger for Roman, even if Fatu was on SmackDown and randomly came to Raw. But I like this, but it's obviously a filler feud for Roman. It stinks that a Fatu feud's a filler feud. I feel like Fatu should be more of a threat than he is right now for a world title, but I'm sure it'll be a good match. I say Roman retains. I think they'll protect Fatu, though. I'm going to say Roman wins with a guillotine choke. We haven't seen him win with that move in a while. He chokes Fatu out, kind of protects him a little bit from getting pinned, makes him still look like the dangerous werewolf he is. But yeah, Roman, he's not losing this.
I agree. I think Roman's definitely going to win this. I do like that this is the first title match that Roman is facing is Jacob Fatu. I think people were kind of waiting for that.
Nepotism. He said it's nepotism.
So, like, it kind of makes sense because when you think about Roman, how long does he really have left wrestling-wise? So, thinking about it, if they're not going to do it at like a major pay-per-view or whatever, it makes sense that they do it now.
Backlash ain't a major pay-per-view. It's been around for like 20 years. Backlash, the Triple H. Backlash.
Dan Nelson did a parody of that. He's like, Backlash. Dan House's comedy gold. I love this man so much.
But yeah, I think Roman's definitely going to retain the world title. Now, I did hear I don't know if they're planning on doing Gunther Cody for Backlash or whatever. That'd be the only other match that's not confirmed as of yet. If they do that match, but if that's the case, then Roman and Jacob's the main event, and Roman's gonna win.
Roman Jacobs main event, even if
regardless, yeah,
like Roman's the main event. Well, I mean, like, so you said like Clash in Italy. That's coming up end of this month.
Well, I think like the 31st or 30th of May.
They saved that for the Gunther Cody as the main event for Italy, and then Roman just misses Italy.
That's what I probably think is gonna happen.
Yeah. So you have both world titles defended
I think,
on two different shows.
They have Saturday night's main event right before though, right? Because didn't you guys say
that's true?
I think what it is Saturday night's main event is the end of this month, and then the very first.
Or no, Saturday night's main event's in the middle of this month, and then Clash at least the end of the month.
So it's like the 23rd.
I thought there was something like the first week of June.
Yeah, you're right. It's the 23rd. Saturday night's main event.
June Night of Champions.
Jude's Night of Champions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Matt, I just went over this before we.
I wasn't listening. Just like Troy wasn't listening to me earlier.
So I'm guessing, Troy, you're going with Roman, right?
Unless I mean, I'm more of the fact I think Roman will retain by Uso interference. I think the Usos are going to help him. Again, like Bloodline.
And then the New Day can face off against the Usos to stop.
Then, no. Not everyone needs to come back immediately.
Grayson Waller.
Let them go to AEW. But I'm curious, because did you also hear, guys, that apparently after Backlash, Roman's not advertised for the rest of the month on Raw?
Well, I heard some weird things where, like, he was originally advertised for all of June. Now he's not, but, like, he's still advertised for, like, Clash of Champions or Night of Champions. So I don't know what the heck they're doing with Roman anymore.
I heard, like, maybe, like, Jake will have a beatdown, and that's how they write him off. So this man legit told us he's going to be here the entire month, like, till the summer. Actually, I'm taking a month off. Bye, guys. I don't know, like, if that's true, like, wow, what a dick move. Like, fuck. Getting us all hype.
before we end the podcast, just talking about Matt mentioned it, the rumors of like Night of Champions, King of the Ring finals. What do we think of the futures of both world champions? We mentioned to Gunther going after Cody. Where do we think we're going here towards SummerSlam? I'll go with Matt first. Where do you think with both world titles we're heading towards?
Definitely, I think we're definitely doing Oba versus Roman.
Yeah, I agree on that.
I think that, I think they talked about maybe at the end of the year, but they're going to do it at SummerSlam. That only makes the most sense.
That's fine.
If they're not doing it at Mania, and they're doing it,
which is weird because you said it should be at WrestleMania. I remember you saying that
it should, and that's why maybe I'm thinking too why they might be doing Braun Breaker and Obafemi for Night of Champions is like, well, that should also be a WrestleMania match. Let's do it for Night of Champions for King of the Ring, though.
Everything's
they did that for Cody Orton too. They were the finals last year, and they're at WrestleMania too.
And they did that with Cody and Seth last year.
So Roman Oba, where do you think what do you think's Cody? Because he's kind of the outlier. He's kind of the one where it's like we don't know what's gonna happen.
If Orton's still out, I say it'd be Braun Breaker. It could be Punk, but if I'm going based off of the speculation, and if Orton's out, I think they actually do have maybe the Vision show up on SmackDown and have Braun Breaker go for the title. And then we could possibly even see Braun Breaker and Oba as champions at the end of the night. Of one of the nights of SummerSlam. I forgot it's two nights now.
Troy, where do you think we're going with both world titles?
I'm more on the line of that it's going to be Cody CM Punk. I think that makes sense. I feel like, though, I guess, face, and, like, someone will have heelish tendencies in the SummerSlam match. I do agree, though, with Oba and Roman. That seems the most obvious pick, especially since you're comparing Oba to Brock. Brock beat The Rock at SummerSlam 2002, so parallels Oba beating Roman for the World Heavyweight title at SummerSlam.
And also winning King of the Ring.
Exactly. The parallels would be crazy. So I can see them doing that. I also wonder, though.
So Oba's leaving WWE in a few years like Brock did?
I was going to say, is Gunther just never going to... I don't know, because, like, what if there's a time where somehow
Gunther's like,
title?
Either retire someone or fight for a title. That's his character.
Like,
you wonder why I don't like him. I like his character.
He's in the main event as WWE champion of SummerSlam. Because he could. I mean, it's Gunther.
I could see him being Cody. I could see it happening, to be honest. I don't
know if it's going to happen this soon, but he could. He could. So we have to keep that in mind. But the problem is, I don't know who would Gunther face then at SummerSlam.
I also love that Gunther and LA Knight had a backstage segment at the Raw for WrestleMania. Forget it. That never happened.
Nothing.
We don't talk about that. I mean, Roman Oba's the obvious SummerSlam thing. It's weird that they're having Oba do this open challenge thing. That's why I think if you wait all the way to WrestleMania next year, I think that's just too much time to wait for Oba to get that push. I think you need to do it now while he's white hot. Don't wait too long. In terms of SummerSlam, I think Orton will be back in time. I think they're going to rekindle that feud. I think Cody Punk's next WrestleMania. I think that's next WrestleMania, one of the main events. And God forbid The Rock comes back. Him and Roman's the other main event. I mean, it's the only other time to do it.
Mania, so
it's Saudi Mania. But yeah, I think Cody Orton, just because they have to rekindle that, and you can't not pay off night one's ending. Even though they've been known to not do that, but you can't not pay off the putt kicks. So yeah, Cody Orton, Roman Oba, I think that's where we're going. And Cody, hope your eye gets better.
What's to say we don't have Pat McAfee versus Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam?
Oh my God, Pat, just stop.
Just for that, I hope Gunther does win.
Maybe Jelly Roll turns heel and attacks Cody.
So Gunther comes out. He's a big Gunther fan.
We need celebrities, you know.
Before we get to the ending, I know it's getting late. We're getting tired, but just give your final opinions, Matt and Troy. I'll start with Matt first. What are your thoughts on the call-ups on Raw and SmackDown, the NXT call-ups that we've had?
I think they all kind of make sense. I would say that I was shocked that Joe Hendry went to Raw. I figured he would went to SmackDown.
Can we fire Logan Paul?
Oh, that was
weird.
That was a great song.
It was, but that seems so.
Maybe a little tasteless considering they just fired people.
His ring gear is blue, so you would think he'd go to SmackDown. I think they even made a joke saying that like you need to get red gear now because he's on Raw or whatever. But I think out of everyone, I think him going to Raw was like the one I would think he would go to SmackDown. Sol Ruka being called up makes sense. She's gonna be a great addition.
Whether she gets her head stapled back in after that fucking bump she took.
Oof.
Whether she goes into the mid-card scene or the main event scene, I mean, I think she's sort of involved with the Liv Morgan stuff, but I know we're going to have Stephanie versus Liv again.
At some point.
I think I'm glad that Fatal Influence has been getting the reactions they've been getting on SmackDown.
Oh my gosh, they got heat and then some.
I honestly was not expecting that. Like out of everyone, they were the first night they showed up. They were getting booed the fuck out. They were getting nuclear heat, like Dirty Dom levels of heat. I've heard some people even say, like a couple years ago. So I'm glad with that. They add a new women's tag team to the division. Makes sense. I don't see JC Jane going for the women's championship. Maybe not yet.
But she beat Charlotte.
But I'm definitely seeing her being maybe even the person to beat Tiffany for the U.S. title.
I could see her or Sol winning Money in the Bank this year. I'll be honest.
That could be that could work as well. I think if you have either of them, I would personally prefer Sol Ruka, considering she won her first. Well, I guess she won the women's speed title, but she won the North American championship. She won the women's North American title in a ladder match. So
yeah,
she could ride the briefcase like a surfboard. Like I could see it now. but Ethan Page and Ricky Saints being added, I think that's great. You talk about Sol or JC winning, I could see either Ricky or Ethan Page winning the men's Money in the Bank. If they give it to someone new, if they don't give it to, I mean, Punk's rumored to be in the match. That doesn't mean per se that he's gonna win it.
True.
Ethan and Ricky, I see more in the mid-card scene as of now, just because of the world champions we have, Roman and Cody. I don't see Ethan and Ricky going after. I mean, Ricky he already confronted Cody, which is a really good way to introduce him, but. Yeah, they seem like they're going for like the US and IC titles for now,
which is fine.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Ethan Page winning the Intercontinental title makes the sense. I think he's good. He might be the one to beat Penta at this point. Yeah. That makes. I think that makes sense.
And then Javon beats
for Ricky. I would say that you probably would wait a little while for that, especially considering you have Trick as the champ now.
Yeah.
Per se, I think maybe after the whole Sami Zayn feud when Trick turns face or whatever.
Ricky'd be a good heel to face him.
So, but I think they're all good call ups. It makes sense. I know I watch NXT and you guys don't. They had a lot of call ups from to NXT from Evolve.
Well, they need it because of all the guys they've lost because of the main roster.
Some looked interesting. I think Lizzie Rain made her debut.
Yeah.
Rockstar.
Gimmicks heavy metal, so of course
I'm gonna already likes her. So
that finisher though, I saw that finisher where she jumps up and then kicks you in the head. I'm like,
they call that Thunderstruck.
It's so cool.
I was like, that is the best finisher for her. Like, I wasn't sure how I felt about it, but I was like, okay, she actually can wrestle pretty good. You know, Booker T he was like, oh my god, like rock on, man, which I thought was hilarious. And I'm like, oh god, Booker has another woman. But
yeah,
but I thought I heard something. I don't know if this is true. I could have sworn I was told that she's like the niece to the drummer of Metallica or something like that.
Iron Maiden. She's the niece to the drummer of Iron Maiden.
Wow.
Oh wow, that's
awesome.
That was in all the metal stories. Everyone was talking about it on my metal.
Her
sites.
hair is like
it's amazing,
80s
isn't it?
punk rock or whatever, which I thought that's pretty cool. So
very 80s metal.
And then you have Evil that just debuted, and I guess he's gonna face Tony D'Angelo first, I think, or whatever.
We don't know what his name is though. We don't know if he's evil though.
Yeah,
like
they referenced Vic Joseph literally said, "Oh, so this was the evilness showing up or whatever," or, made some joke to his name, but they're supposed to have a different name for him. They just haven't named it.
Yeah, that's Io Sky's fiance.
Mm-hmm.
So NXT's looking good. NXT's looking damn good. Raw and SmackDown with the new additions that I think everyone that got called up, I think it made perfect sense. Those were the exact people I thought was getting called up. Ethan Page has nothing left to do in NXT. Ricky Saints has nothing left to do in NXT unless they won the tag titles. But right now it doesn't make sense because there's a heel tag team that are the tag champs. So I think them getting called up makes the most sense. Joe Hendry, once he lost the title, I immediately knew he was getting called up. And rightfully so, considering he's a big marketed thing. So, I mean, just his concerts, let alone his wrestling, is entertaining. So,
Troy, do you have any additional thoughts at all?
I don't. I mean, I think Ethan Page will probably win that IC title. SummerSlam, I want to say Ethan Page wins the IC title, and then Javon can win it near Survivor Series time or Rumble. Because Javon will be IC champion by the end of this year. I just think Ethan Page, kind of like how Ethan
WrestleMania
Page immediately won the NXT title. Ethan Page won the NXT title, his second match or third match in NXT or some shit?
Pretty early, yeah.
Did he ever?
And then a month
he
later,
won it in a fatal 4-way. I can't remember if that was his second title match. I think he had a singles one and then he didn't win, but the fatal 4-way he won.
But still, it was ridiculously quick. So they see a lot in him, and he's gonna be a great IC champion once he does win it. Ricky, he's gonna be SmackDown because how SmackDown is. See, I've also SmackDown's gonna go back to 2 hours for a while. So that also means they're gonna cut a lot of time, which would be great for us to make the show more watchable. But
and maybe cut more wrestlers.
Yeah.
On that note, that's gonna do it here for this podcast. Thank you guys for watching. Next video, hope we get to do maybe a Backlash reactions. In terms of live streaming, because of how busy all of us, specifically me, are, probably the next time we'll have to do it is either Clash in Italy or maybe even not till SummerSlam, unfortunately. But we'll keep you guys updated on a live stream. But we will see you guys soon. We will see you guys soon for Backlash reactions. And fire Logan Paul, guys. Can we fire him?
Come on.